What's going on, Eagles fans? Welcome back to the channel, and today we need to talk about one of the most interesting under-the-radar storylines developing inside the Eagles building right now. Cooper DeJean, his return from injury, and a very bold pitch he reportedly made to Vic Fangio that has teammates quietly raising their eyebrows. Not in a negative way, not in a locker room divide type of way, but in that, okay, this rookie is confident kind of way. And confidence, especially in a Vic Fangio defense, can either earn you fast trust or put a spotlight on you real quick. Let's set the stage properly, because context matters here. Cooper DeJean came into Philadelphia with one of the more unique scouting profiles in this entire rookie class. Ultra-versatile, high football IQ, position flexible, and a player who genuinely believes he can line up anywhere in the secondary and survive, if not thrive. But injuries slowed his momentum early, and in the NFL, availability is currency. While DeJean was rehabbing, other guys were getting reps, building chemistry, learning Fangio's system, and earning trust. That matters a lot in this defense, because Vic Fangio doesn't hand out responsibility lightly. You earn it through discipline, preparation, and execution, not draft status. Now here's where things get interesting. As DeJean worked his way back toward full health, he didn't just quietly reinsert himself and wait for coaches to tell him where he fit. According to team insiders, DeJean went directly to Fangio with a very clear, very confident message. He didn't just say, "I'm healthy, I'm ready." He pitched how he believes he can be used. Nickel, safety looks, motion defender, matchup flexibility, essentially selling himself as a chess piece rather than a single-spot defender. And that kind of assertiveness from a rookie? Yeah, that's going to get noticed. Some teammates reportedly gave him side-eye, not because they disliked it, but because that's not the typical rookie approach in this locker room. This is a veteran-heavy defense. You've got guys who've been in the league, guys who've earned snaps through years of grinding. So when a rookie confidently lays out his vision to the defensive coordinator, it naturally sparks a reaction. Not hostility, curiosity. Almost like, all right, let's see if he can back that up. And to be clear, this isn't DeJean stepping out of line or disrespecting anyone. By all accounts, it was professional, respectful, and football-focused. But it was also bold. And in Philly, boldness is welcomed if it's backed by preparation. This city doesn't reward talk. It rewards performance. That's the standard. From Vic Fangio's perspective, this is actually fascinating. Fangio is known for valuing intelligent, adaptable defenders who understand spacing, leverage, and situational football. He's not obsessed with rigid positional labels. If you can diagnose plays quickly and be where you're supposed to be, he'll find ways to use you. DeJean's pitch wasn't some wild demand. It aligned with what Fangio already believes defensively. The difference is, DeJean is asking to prove it immediately. That's where the pressure ramps up. Because once you tell Fangio you can do multiple things, he's going to test that claim. You don't get extra patience, you get more responsibility. One blown assignment in a Fangio system isn't just a bad rep, it's a breakdown that affects the entire structure of the defense. Teammates know that. That's why the side-eye exists. It's less skepticism and more, okay, show us. Inside the locker room, competition is healthy, but it's also real. There are players fighting for snaps, roles, and long-term security. DeJean's versatility could help the defense, but it also reshuffles opportunities. That naturally creates tension, not personal tension, but professional tension. And that's normal at this level. The Eagles want that edge. What's encouraging is that DeJean isn't trying to skip steps. Coaches have noted his film study habits, his communication, and how locked in he's been during meetings even while injured. That matters. When teammates see a young player putting in that kind of work, respect comes faster. The NFL locker room doesn't care about hype. It cares about consistency. There's also the reality that this Eagles defense needs flexibility. Fangio's scheme thrives when he can disguise coverages, rotate safeties late, and bait quarterbacks into mistakes. A player like DeJean, if he lives up to his self-assessment, gives Fangio options, and options are power in modern NFL defenses. But let's be honest, this is still a prove-it moment. DeJean hasn't logged meaningful NFL snaps yet. Pitching your role is one thing, executing against starting caliber offenses is another. That's why the next few weeks are crucial. Practice reps, preseason looks, situational drills, every snap will be evaluated through the lens of that conversation with Fangio. Coaches won't forget it, and neither will teammates. And that's not a bad thing. This could accelerate DeJean's development if he rises to the challenge. Confidence paired with accountability can turn a rookie into a trusted contributor quickly, but if mistakes pile up, the narrative flips fast. That's the razor's edge of being assertive early in your career. What I like about this situation is that it feels authentic. No manufactured drama, no ego clashes, no locker room chaos. Just a young player betting on himself and a coaching staff willing to listen, but demanding proof. That's how winning cultures operate. From the Eagles' standpoint, this is exactly the kind of internal competition they want heading into the season. Depth, versatility, and players pushing for roles instead of waiting for them. Fangio doesn't need stars. He needs soldiers who execute. If Dejean becomes one of those, this side-eye moment will be remembered as the beginning of his rise, not a misstep. So keep an eye on Cooper DeJean moving forward, not because of controversy, but because moments like this often define careers early. How he responds on the field will tell us everything, and in Philadelphia, the verdict is always delivered between the lines. If you enjoyed this breakdown and want more real Eagles analysis without fake headlines or misleading takes, make sure you like, subscribe, and stay locked in. Because stories like this don't fade quietly. They either turn into breakout seasons or learning moments, and Cooper DeJean is standing right at that crossroads.